we're going to move right on to our point today, and that is that you are going to do a demonstration with another gentleman for our own Joe Crandall on women's self-defense. And who's the gentleman that's going to be coming out?
Cliff, this is Ken Smitsky, who's my partner at AWA and instructor, third level black belt.
All right, nice to meet you. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah. Yeah, wondering what's going on. All right, well, and right out to my right, come on in here, is our own Joe Crandall, and how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
And we're all fine in here, and we're about to watch Ken bite the bullet. So go right ahead and do a demonstration, whatever technique, and Jill, if you'll get in close enough so that you can see, so that you can repeat it, and I'll get over here. Yep, you need to face this way, gentlemen, and we'll be in pretty good shape with the camera. Go right ahead.
Okay, basically what I'm going to do is demonstrate a slow to midland example of a move that's simple and effective that will involve a low kick. Maybe anybody could use if they're not very flexible. We want to present it to a female who may be lesser in size or strength. So we're going to attack the knee joint here against a reaching or a grabbing type approach with both hands.
Okay.
So on the way in, we're going to have her use what we call an inverted heel kick and also parry and deflect the arms at the same time. And you see my hand set up to strike the nose or attack the eyes or the throat or the chin of any nature. We can attack the bicep at the same time.
Yeah.
So again, coming in, we have a lot of choices of hitting the bicep. I'm going to stop the leg, or in her case, she'd want to hit that knee, and we'll try to be controlled. And immediately following, we move to the nose or smash the face backwards.
All right, so come on in here, Jill. Let's see this for a minute. Let's give this a try. He reaches out, and
This is half one. Then we'll go on to
yeah, well, let's do this part. Go right ahead.
He's reaching out. You need to deflect in the center and keep the arms away from the inside. At the same time, lean a little bit and just drive your heel towards the knee, the opposite knee there. Right
Okay,
here.
so it's going. Now, does it matter whether it's down to the knee or up here? Either closer to the knee, the better.
We're going to go to the knee because it's going to do some damage, and she wants to make sure that she gets the job done. However, here with power people, or a lot of males, larger males, penetration with the heel can do a lot of damage, and the nerves cause a lot of pain. I've seen guys actually throw up from getting hit like this in training.
All right. Well, thank you, sir, and thank you, Jill. We're going to be heading back to our regular show. Now, the techniques that you go over, now, you don't do katas in your school. Really, what you're talking about is self-defense, hand, leg, arm coordination for street skills.
Well, in a nutshell, Cliff, I guess, yeah, katas are not a part of our training in that we strive to develop total high-speed, spontaneous movement in self-defense all the way around our training. So, for instance, when we get around to demonstrating self-defense at a later time, Ken or anybody demonstrating, we really don't practice prearranged movements. We try to stay away from the prearranged movements, and it's just spontaneous reaction.
That's good. Now, just a reminder for everybody at home, we've had some ninja heritage stylists on the show, and katas are not what their background is. But that reminds me to tell you, check on the schools that you go to and see that they're credible and that their heritage goes along the training. Master Robert Bussey, who was Scott's instructor, his lineage goes up through and is very credible. You want to check and find out, because in ninja schools, it's very hard. Without those traditional lines, it's hard to know that you've got a good school unless you ask them and you sit down and talk with the instructor. That's why it's really nice to have people like you take time with us, because that way they know that there are credible ninja schools out there that they can go to. I'd like to thank you for taking a moment with us on the Martial Arts Today show, and I look forward to having you back again to do some more, okay?
Definitely. Thank you very much. It was fun. Appreciate it.
All right. There we are. Right now, we're going to go to our next segment of this show, and then on to a commercial break and having more fun with the Martial Arts Today show. We're on a train ride right now heading towards Igawino, and when Jill and I first went there quite a few years ago, it was just as beautiful as it is this year. As you look at it right now, the rice fields, the farmland, and the way it's laid out. Igawino, in the center of Japan, has the only recognized world museum and ninja farmhouse. This here was the sign indicating what you're going to see in this park, in this visitor's place, tourist center for ninja, primarily for the Japanese people, because you don't see too many people from the other countries taking the time to go into Igawino. And the fact is it fact or fiction? And it is fact. The ninja did exist. This here is the picture of the farmhouse, which now is totally structured underneath this large building because they had a fire last December, 1991, and are rebuilding the Ninja farmhouse. But it was a beautiful thing, and it was highlighted on a show.
Yes, it was on Ripley's Believe It or Not several years ago. They did a special feature on this.
Yep, and the house had all sorts of things in it.
Oh, the house was so interesting. I hope they reconstruct it the way it was, because it shows floorboards that would come apart, revolving doors so that you could disappear behind them, secret tunnels.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting house.
Yeah, really something. That right there is a seamless flare gun. This right here is a smoke bomb the ninjas used to use, and effectively. One of the other nice things that we're noticing right here is you'll see English, right?
Yes, when we were there, they didn't have the little English subheadings and titles, so everything was in Japanese, and we weren't always sure of everything we were seeing.
No, and now with the way it is laid out, you have the English, so it really is kind of a nice benefit for us anyway. And these are the cases. This isn't part of the museum, and part of the museum was under the ground. In other words, it was from the ninja farmhouse and popped out to another building. That's how the ninjas escaped. You're looking at right now.
Right now you're seeing some of the tools they use. You're seeing some of the folding ladders and other things. For instance, the folding ladders, they would fold them up, carry them with them, and very often at the end they would have like hooks, grappling hooks that would throw over castle walls, trees, so they could get themselves up and down, and they would keep the weapons and tools with them for several purposes.
All right, this here, I like this item. You'd see ninja walking across the lake. Well, that's what they put on their feet, and they would be able to balance themselves and walk across the water from a distance. And here, some of the saws used by ninjas, shaped a little differently so they could be backpacked and free them from bars and areas that would try to contain them. As we move along,
here are some of the smoke bombs, and this was one of the things that helped the legends that the ninjas could become invisible in a cloud of smoke.
Yeah.
They were skilled at explosives. You're going to see caltraps, makabushi, tetsubushi. There's several names for them. They would always land with one side pointed up and go through the straw sandals of the times that were footwear, stopping somebody for pursuing them or else guarding the front of their house.
and right there is the shurikens.
Yes, throwing stars, shurikens. They were larger than you sometimes think. They can be from an inch up to like 7 inches or more. They're very large.
Yep. And this post in the corner, the walking staff we're going to look at. It's right in the corner. Now, at the end, it has a chain.
Yeah, and the chain, it's a weighted chain, and it comes out of a hollowed staff, so it can be thrown out and wrap around its target.
Yeah. I like these here. These are made to look like walking staffs, limbs, twigs, sticks, but they are actually spears. One end slides off, and it's a spear. Very, very effective tool, too. This item here, this is a mock house in a Japanese setting, and throughout it, there are ninjas hiding, little ninja dolls, to show the skillful ability to hide, like here, under the floorboard. And then we move from this one to a ninja there, hiding by a tree.
They were masters in blending in with their surroundings. One of the things why the people thought they were invisible.
Yeah, hiding like a fox. This one here in the cloak, and this wall, scaling the side of the wall. You're going to see some incredibly steep sides of walls, stones put together. This area here was one of the buildings that had a lot of the memorabilia of the ninja, and there's the wall right there at the top of the moat. They had a moat around the base of the wall, and that was all stone. That wasn't dirt. It was a large, huge, straight-up stone wall. And if you walk the stone path up this one entranceway, you can go to the top of the plateau, and at the top of the plateau, again, another stone wall, and then the castle built on top of that one. So it was a real challenge. The ability for the ninja to scale these straight-up walls. This is where we are now. We're on the plateau looking down at the moat that surrounds the plateau and protects the castle, and you get a pretty good idea of the steepness. That's stone, thrown over with weeds and brush, but that's stone. One piece of stone on top of another right straight up the side of that. And in the days when the castle had to be protected, they'd keep that very clean so that the wall was very barren of anything to grab or use to climb it. And here's the castle at the top of the plateau. The castle's called the Ueno, I believe, U-E-N-O, and it is a beautiful castle. You see the stone walls that it too is built on. We're going to take a minute and go inside. It's just so pretty. And here inside the Ueno Castle is memorabilia of the Lord and the samurai, as well as some of the ninja. And beautiful, unlike the feudal castles of Europe, much in wood, wooden pillars, wooden posts.
Point out there too, people always think of the ninjas wearing just black uniforms. You'll see they wear like mail armor and different things, depending on the mission you have. Like today, you'll see some mail armor type things. Things that would blend in and make them more able to do the job that they're assigned to, and not just necessarily the black costumes that you see at Halloween and stuff.
That's right. Not just about that. In fact, there were all white ones during the snow periods of time. That's a map of the castle, and this shows the layout and landscape, how the castle was focused and how the geographical surroundings were affected by or was useful means by defending the castle. Then there was ninja.
And traditionally, again, for the ninjas, their weapon was also a tool. They didn't have the same feeling about it that a samurai did, and they'd use it for several things, sometimes throwing blinding powders, surging dice, carrying things in it, and using it for a digging tool as well, and climbing tool.
Yep. Many of these swords here, very, very expensive because of the way they were made and passed down generations. It were samurai swords. On the top of the roofs of the castles in many of these temples, you'll see fish or dragon tails to bring good luck in case there is a fire, because wood was a primary tool or primary material used in building, and so they wanted the good luck of the dragon tail or the fish tail to put the fire out if it started. That's right. And then here, some more of the wall. Now, this isn't the wall around the plateau. This is just segments of the wall, of a wall created around the base of where the castle is. Really beautiful, though. And to think that it's been for so many hundreds of years and fortunately preserved. Well, we're going to have to depart now. This is at the foot of entering to the park area in Eagle Ueno, to the castle and the Ninja Museum. And we're going to say goodbye to Eagle Ueno and come to a more current, modern-day concept of the ninja. And right now, we're going fact or fiction in the current day. And there are still ninja schools. Right now, we're going to be watching some of the action of a Central New York. It's called the Progressive Self-Defense School of Martial Arts, but it's a heritage of the ninja from Robert Bussey. Some of the ninjas that exist in the United States right now, or heritage ninjas, are...
Well, Frank Bruce is living out in California, and his instructor was Master Tanaka. And then there's Bud Malmstrom living down in Georgia right now, and he's under Dr. Masashi Hatsumi in Japan.
That's right. As a matter of fact, I think in New York State, Don Gilkinson, over towards south of Albany, towards New York City, is still involved, and they have a school regarding the ninja way and the ninja art. And what we're watching right here is the gentleman to the right, Ken, who is the co-instructor, the main man with his back to the camera right there. They're punching each other, warming each other up. Scott Shultz, and the audience thought this was quite unique as you wailed on each other. They did some breaks, as you've seen. This is he was under Robert Bussey, like I said, and they do some other breaks here. This is a ninja school in Central New York. One of the things is that it's nice to know there are some credible, still accurate schools that train in some of the rolls, tumbles, flips, and the history of the ninja. By the way, some of these breaks aren't going because the holders are moving. For those that don't understand it, boy, if the holders move at all, the break doesn't go. We were able to film this over in Syracuse, and they did quite a presentation for everybody. Let's watch some more of the action when Scott Shultz does his break here.
an impressive break. Beautiful break. And here we see some of the younger students in this martial arts school of Ninjutsu keeping alive not only the studying, the training, but also the visual garb. There's the ninja outfit and the skills of fining and rolling. It's been a pleasure to have Jill here with me in the studio to do commentary regarding the ninja section. She has a personal interest in it. There's quite a few books in it.
There's all sorts of ninja things, because I'm very interested in the history and tradition.
He does a lot of the presentations regarding the history and the information regarding ninja and the ninja culture and heritages regarding the martial arts school she personally is involved in. So, with that, and as we watch these young fellas tumble and roll and demonstrate some of the skills and please the audience, I'd like to thank Jill Crane. It's a pleasure to have you up here at the station with us.
Thank you for letting me share this with you.
Yeah, this was great. And we're going to be watching them and then go into a short commercial break, and then we'll be back with more on Martial Arts Today. With the warm weather, some of you are thinking about adding jogging to your physical fitness program. And for you new joggers, I'd like to point out a couple of things. I understand that you're anxious to get started, but at the same time, you aren't sure you're going to stick with it or for how long. You're thinking about doing your first jog in your regular basketball sneakers or tennis sneakers, etc. Running in the wrong kind of sneakers can result in injury to your foot, your ankles, your knees, or your calves. One of the nice things about jogging is the fact that you don't need a lot of equipment. A good pair of sneakers. I run a mile up to 28 miles in length, and I can tell you that the sneakers do make a difference. Therefore, go out and check around. Look for a good price, a well-structured sneaker, something that's going to give you heel and arch